Last Tuesday, I watched a woman steal a disabled parking spot. Less than 10 minutes later, a police officer asked her one question, and her face went completely white, because what she didn't realize was who she had just taken that spot from. The parking lot was packed. Cars circled endlessly, drivers waiting for anything to open. I had just found a disabled space I'm legally allowed to use because of a medical condition. But when I noticed a wheelchair-accessible van idling nearby, it was obvious they needed it more than I did. So I put my car in reverse and started backing out to let them have it. That's when a silver sedan suddenly flew around the corner, cut between us, and slid straight into the spot. No permit, no hesitation, not even a glance. She nearly clipped both vehicles doing it. The van door opened and an older woman stepped out. She walked over calmly and said, "Ma'am, that spot is reserved for disabled drivers." The woman barely looked at her. "Relax," she said. "I'll only be a minute." Then I saw who was sitting inside the van. A young boy, quiet, secured in a wheelchair. The driver glanced at him, shrugged, locked her car, and walked toward the store like nothing had happened. That's when the grandmother slowly pulled out her phone. I assumed she was calling store security. But what happened next, no one saw coming. A police cruiser pulled into the lot in under 5 minutes. When the driver came back out and saw the officer waiting, her confident stride suddenly slowed. He asked for her disabled permit. She didn't have one. Then he noticed her out-of-state plates and asked how long the vehicle had been here. She hesitated, always a bad sign. After running her information, the officer explained she was being cited for unauthorized disabled parking and for failing to properly register her vehicle after relocating. The total? Just under $800. She stared at the ticket, stunned, then snapped, "Who even called you?" The grandmother gave a small, almost satisfied smile. "My son." The driver crossed her arms. "So what?" The grandmother looked her straight in the eye and said, "He's the police chief." And just like that, the attitude vanished. She grabbed the ticket, rushed into her car, and drove off without another word. Minutes later, the van pulled forward into the space that should have been theirs from the beginning, and the boy rolled safely inside with his grandmother. Some people think rules are just suggestions until karma shows up in uniform, and that day, karma found a parking spot of its own.